No, we're going to start again.
Again? Why does Santa say ho? Why does Santa say ho ho ho? By the way, what's ho? What does that say? Ho ho ho. It's like, let's just have him say certain things. How about ho? 3 times.
Get your earballs ready, and welcome back to the Greg and Tim Show podcast. Here are your hosts, Greg and Tim.
Ho, ho, ho. Welcome back to the show. Merry Christmas, everyone. We've got another episode of the Greg and Tim Show. As always, I'm Greg, and with me, I'm joined by my festive partner in crime, Tim. Tim, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Merry Christmas, Greg. I'm feeling like a kid on Christmas morning, ready to dive into today's topics. We've got a holly jolly lineup for you folks today.
You are correct, Timothy. We have to dive into the world of bad reffing in the NFL. It seems like every week we're scratching our heads with some of these calls. What's going on in the league?
Well, Greg, it's a head scratcher. I have my opinions. I'm going to share them later. But from missed calls to questionable flags, it's like the refs are trying out for the Greg and Tim show instead of officiating an NFL game. So we'll break it down. We'll share our thoughts. I got some thoughts for sure on that one.
And breaking it down, later we're also going to switch gears to America's favorite pastime, baseball. The rumors around Shohei Ohtani have been swirling like snowflakes in a winter storm. What's the latest buzz, Tim?
Latest buzz we're going to talk about in a little bit, but we're hoping he comes to this fine country of Canada.
And finally, we're going to add a little dash
Yes, that was throwing
of controversy to the mix with our burning topic. The topic of the day today is Die Hard, Christmas movie or not? Tim, I know this one always sparks a debate.
It sure does, Greg. Some say it's a classic Christmas flick. They need professional help, while others think it's a bit of a stretch. We'll share our thoughts, my thoughts specifically, and maybe settle the debate once and for all. We will definitely not settle that debate once and for all, but hey, there's wishful thinking. Plus, we're going to share some of our favorite Christmas movies and some that we don't like at all.
So buckle up for this festive roller coaster of NFL drama, baseball intrigue, and holiday movie magic. The Greg and Tim Show is about to slay this episode. Slay, get it? Slay! Stick around. Let's spread some holiday cheer together.
Absolutely. So grab a cup of hot cocoa, which this is not.
This is not either.
And cozy up by the fire, which we don't have as well. And let's...
What are you talking about? The fire is on.
Oh, sorry.
Can't you feel it?
Oh, it's warm.
I can feel
I
it.
feel it now.
So
let's roll.
Roll. Ding. Ding.
Grab your phone. It's podcast time. It's the Greg and Tim Show. It's the Greg and Tim Show. Ding dong, ding dong, ding ding dong, ding dong.
Oh, Timothy. How was your week?
My week was fantastic.
How fantastic.
So pumped. We just purchased all of our tickets for spring training.
Just literally
purchased them.
Yeah.
And we got tickets for the Jays season opener in Tampa at the Trop. $10 American.
$10 a piece.
$10 to see Shohei play for the Jays.
We'll see about that.
Tampa. I'm speaking in faith.
Did you say play against the Jays?
No,
you said for the Shohei
Jays
play against the Jays.
Yeah,
against the Rays.
Against the
Hey,
Rays.
how about you do this?
Yeah.
Guarantee that Shohei signs with the Dodgers.
I do guarantee that Shohei Ohtani, or as I like to say, Ohani.
It means family.
It means family. I guarantee that he will sign with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
We'll see what happens with that guarantee, because generally your guarantees do not come true.
The last couple have been right, actually.
So my week was fantastic.
Yep.
Yes, we did get those tickets. Super pumped. We've got 5 games already that we've purchased.
Including the opener,
Including the opener. We've got 4 preseason games, which we've got decent seats for. So we're sitting in the berm for one of them, and we got good seats for one of them, and we've got seats that we don't know about for one of them, and then we got a seat that comes with a hot dog and a drink at the Twins game.
I'll take the bun away and throw it in the garbage.
You just like the wiener.
All I have is the wiener.
Anyway.
I will not comment at this time.
So, how was your week? What happened in your week?
You know what? I had a good week.
Yeah.
This weekend, my daughter, it was the week of Taylor.
The week of Taylor.
So she played her viola.
Speaking of Taylor.
What about?
Taylor Swift was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Breaking news happened while you were driving here.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
It's
me
either
neither.
Taylor Swift or or Travis Kelsey, or as you say, Jason.
Or
Kelce.
Jason Kelsey, as I make it a
He
mistake.
was already voted the sexiest man.
He was
so he can't be
sexiest
the
man.
He can't be the person.
You know what's weird? The sexiest man's not even dating the person of the year. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
That's pretty good. But Taylor, my daughter, not Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, was she played viola at church for a special
Yeah.
night. Did a great job.
Let's show a little episode. Let's show an episode of her.
show.
The Taylor
Episode
show.
number 1.
Let's show her playing the trumpet.
That's not the trumpet.
Oh, sorry.
That's a viola.
Oh,
Or as Eden says, the violin.
Yeah.
The
3 times.
and then
I love it when she plays the violin.
and then
Yeah.
then she got a job the next day at Starbucks.
Yeah.
At Altea, the Starbucks at Altea in Bridgewater. If you're familiar, if you're from Winnipeg, those in the U.S. Well, you know
Well,
what
now
Starbucks is.
everybody's visiting her at Starbucks.
Apparently, you can't go there if you don't have a membership at that Altea.
Oh,
So I literally
it's
can't
the
go and
Altea,
purchase.
the actual gym.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
So-
Starbucks in the gym.
Yeah.
That seems counterintuitive.
Well, you can get healthy drinks at Starbucks.
Okay.
You don't have to get like a triple frap. Or
Do you want to know what I did this week?
Sure.
Do you care?
Yeah. Why not?
Do you care?
Yeah.
So this week, I got my Christmas shopping done. My Christmas shopping included me getting 2 gifts for Lorraine.
What'd you get?
Can't tell you. Secondly,
You
I
tell
went
me after.
I went and saw my son play hockey,
Yep.
Cruz, which also fell on my other son's hockey game,
Right.
Brandon. He played later on in the evening, so I watched both of them play hockey in the same rink. Cruz played in the nice rink, Brandon played in the cold, dumpy rink.
Right. But Brandon's not very good anyway.
He's decent. I was actually very surprised. I've never seen him play hockey before. He didn't grow up playing hockey.
Right.
So it's very cool to see him play hockey, and I got to see him play hockey for the first time. But you know what else is cool?
What's up?
The next day, he decided to propose to his girlfriend.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Saturday he played. That
No,
was Saturday.
Friday. Friday he played. Friday night.
Oh yeah, Friday night he played.
And then Saturday he got engaged.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that he got engaged?
No, I saw on social media that
Oh.
all of a sudden, and we're texting.
I thought you were there.
No, and we're texting you. Hey, your Brandon got engaged. You're like, what? You pretend like you didn't know.
I had to pretend like I didn't know
Very
because
funny.
I didn't know who knew.
Right.
Right.
After
So, yeah.
after a social media.
Should I put up a picture of him?
Absolutely.
Okay, there it is.
It's a lovely picture.
Awesome.
Lovely,
It's
lovely.
him and his girlfriend. I wonder if they'll appreciate me posting that.
I hope at least they'll watch.
At least they'll watch. I'll tag him in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you never know.
So that was my week. So I've got a future daughter-in-law. That's weird for me to say.
Yeah.
I'm only 27 years old.
You could have a grandchild by 30.
Yeah, I could. That's yeah. So anyway, do you want to move on to the first topic that we have this week?
I would.
Okay. So topic number 1 today, Tim. You decided that this topic was something that you wanted to talk about. I cared less, but I digress.
It was something that was in the news. It was in, people were talking about it.
Yeah.
When people are talking about it, let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's just something I never noticed. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I didn't watch it on TV, all that kind of stuff. So I had to do some research, and I did.
Yeah.
The pass interference call on the Packers and the Chiefs, the bad reffing in the NFL that's going on right now. Tell me about it.
So specifically, and there's a bigger question I have to propose to you, and we can talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
But specifically, what I'm talking about is the Chiefs-Packers game at Green Bay, Lambeau Field, and the last drive. The Chiefs were down by 8, so there was 2 questionable calls. One was a play in which Patrick Mahomes was running to the sidelines, and he might have been 5 centimeters from the sideline.
And they called
the defensive player hit him, and he went out of bounds, and they called a late hit.
Yep.
The argument was he wasn't out of bounds. His foot still hadn't hit the white, and so he was technically, it shouldn't have been called a pass interference. Number 1.
roughing
Then-
the passer.
So 15 yards.
Not pass interference, roughing the passer.
15-yard penalty. 1 or 2 or 3 plays later, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Mahomes throws a deep ball to Marquise Scantley.
I think it was the next play.
It was the next play at the 4-yard line, and the defender literally tackles him before the ball, and no call.
It was super obvious too.
And so I'll give you my take. The second one, I think most everyone would agree on. Packers fans are going to argue, well, if they weren't for the first play and not being called,
they wouldn't have had
the second play, but there's no argument about call number 2. It was just a bad call, missed call, whatever you want to call. The first call, everybody is saying that one thing, he wasn't out of bounds. Why is it a penalty? Here is my take, and you can argue against me, as you always do. What's the difference between that play and a quarterback starting to slide down and giving himself to the ground when it's obvious he's starting to go down? If a player starts to hit him in that play, he is pass interference because he is giving himself, that quarterback is giving himself up to the ground and he's intending to go down. In the play out of bounds, my opinion is this.
He was running out of bounds.
He's clearly running out of bounds. The player can hit it. The player can see that. I know people are saying he's going to start running down the sideline. He's not. His eyes are clearly outside the sideline. If the play was 5 millimeters or 5 centimeters more and his pinky toe is touching the ground, then nobody's up in arms. But because he's literally this much from the out of bounds, people are up in arms that it's such a bad call. What's the difference between the two plays?
So I was watching, like I said, I did some research on this because I didn't know what you were talking about originally. The announcer that I saw break it down said that if the guy didn't knock Patrick Mahomes out of bounds, Patrick Mahomes might have had the chance. No, you're saying no, but you're not there for that split second of football.
Yeah.
Right? The split second of football for the guy that's tackling Patrick Mahomes is, I can't have him cut back in on me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to knock him.
He's clearly not cutting back. There is nothing in any of his body.
I think that if you were a football player, a defensive football player at that, you would be 100% going after whoever's inbounds and whoever has the football. And you're doing it legally by not hitting him in the head.
Even if you're this close to the out of bounds.
Yes. I've seen Patrick Mahomes escape things. And who knows what he could have escaped. The other thing is, I don't know what the rule specifically is for this, but if the player is going backwards out of bounds, the clock continues to run.
Right.
So if the player is knocked down before he gets out of bounds, the clock would have continued to run.
Right.
So that's another thing that has to be taken into account, is that they're trying to keep the clock moving.
Right.
Whereas Mahomes is trying to stop the clock.
It's an opinion question, I guess, but based on what the player is thinking, it looks like the player is just trying to take a shot at Mahomes. I don't think he's thinking all these things he might cut back. I think he's just trying to take a shot.
I don't know. He did it with his shoulder.
He's unaware of where
he did it with his shoulder. He did it legally.
And again, my point is, if he's this much further, nobody's up in arms. But because he's this much to the inside of the line, they're up in arms.
Yeah.
It's literally this much. He's that close. He's not like a foot away.
So that pass interference call, though, has nothing on 11 years ago.
Okay.
Replacement referees.
Right. Before we move on, can we go back to it for 2 seconds?
Sure.
Or do you want to talk about the overall?
I was just talking about bad reffing in general.
Okay. So the question I have to pose to you is a bigger one. And I just don't want to forget that I'm going to ask this question. But in this day and age where players are better, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
To assume referees are worse, to me, makes no logical sense. I would think they're better than they were 5, 10, 15, 20 years
100%
ago.
they are.
Is it a case
they're in shape?
Is it a case? Yeah, exactly. Is it a case that they're worse, or is reffing under a microscope in 2023 and 2020 and years, the more HD we get, the more slow motion we get, the more we break down every single play from our seat with our butt on the couch.
Yeah.
That we didn't have 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Is it just under a microscope more? Is it like
100% it is.
Yeah. When you look at a pimple and it's in HD and it's clearly, as the closer it gets, that pimple's larger.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I know you want me to disagree with you, but I don't.
I would prefer if you did. The show goes much better when you disagree with me.
I don't disagree with you. And the reason why I'm bringing up the replacement refs from 11 years ago is because just remember back to 11 years ago when you had one ref that was a replacement ref versus when they got the regular refs back, how night and day it was between the caliber of reffing.
Yeah.
Like the Packers Seahawks incident 11 years ago is like a black eye on the NFL forever without replacement refs. Yeah. When one ref calls the game and the other ref calls a touchdown after they talk to each other. So, and like I did a little bit of looking up on that. Those were NCAA 2 refs.
Right.
So those weren't even like the best of the best.
Right.
Because NCAA was also playing at the same time.
So they'd be predisposed at the time.
Yeah. So when you look at one to the other, to your point, we are really, really trying to dig in to when something happens, as opposed to just accepting that the refs are human and things happen at a very fast speed. Yeah. I think the hardest thing to be a ref at is hockey.
That's such a fast sport.
It's a fast sport. When you see a guy get high sticked, do you see him get high sticked or do you see his head snap back? Like when you're watching on TV, you have the benefit of TV.
I think sometimes you would, sometimes you wouldn't.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But the refs have to catch that every single time.
And how many? There's 3 refs on the ice at one time?
2 refs and 2 linesmen.
So there's 4 at one time?
No. 2 refs, because only 2 people can call penalties. The linesmen have to call the lines.
I'm just saying pair of eyes. Like how many pairs of eyes do you have on the ice, right? Where the blind spots? Like
so the linesmen can only call penalties on major penalties. They can only confer on major penalties. They can't call high sticking. They can't.
Can they confer if they need? Someone says, "Hey, I didn't see it." They can say, "Hey,
Only if it's like a major penalty, like a 5-minute major.
Right.
So, like NFL has a lot of refs on the field. The fact that, as John Madden says, there's holding on every single play. It's just a matter of when they're going to call it.
Yeah, that 1 second rule, right? You can hold it for a second,
but. You got
2, but not 3.
1 steamboat, 2 steamboat, 3 steamboat. So, anyway, I don't think that the reffing has gotten bad in the NFL. I think that we're just really judging it.
And here's my other pet peeve.
Yeah,
is people on social media, fans who always think that the best team is getting the calls. Whoever's winning, that team, they always have the memes with their, they're and that's celebrating. If it's Mahomes, he won a Super Bowl. So I guess all the refs are in his corner wanting to call a penalty. It's all a big conspiracy with the league. But Tom Brady, same thing. Whoever's winning, people just don't like that they're winning. So they must be winning for another reason.
And that's only true in 2 sports.
Right.
Wrestling.
Right.
And hockey.
Right.
Because a Canadian team will never win the Stanley Cup. I guarantee that a Canadian team will never win the Stanley Cup in my lifetime.
I think economics has a lot to do with that too. But teams like Tampa
rigging games,
right? I don't think games are rigged. Do you actually think games are rigged?
The NHL hasn't had a Canadian champion.
Yes, again,
since 1994. That is 29 years. As long as the Bombers didn't win.
Was it 93 actually?
94. When I think it was 94.
Montreal.
Billy?
They beat Los Angeles Kings, right? That was 93. But
was it 93?
I was right.
Okay, so 93.
I was right again.
You're right. So
right again.
30
and the show now.
30 years without a champion in Canada. It'll be 31 years this year when Canada doesn't have a champion.
Is that because, but there's other explanations other than that.
Gary Bettman has been in the league since 1993.
Economics for Canadian sports teams is make it much harder for Canadian teams to win, to keep talent, et cetera, et cetera.
Gary Bettman.
There are more U.S. teams that keep flooding it percentage-wise.
Gary Bettman has been the GM or the commissioner of the league since 1993.
Yes, and he has put into things place economically that make it harder. So indirectly, sure, I can make that argument. But the more teams
30% of the teams.
tax reasons too. Teams like Tampa win because
Tax
they can
reasons?
afford- yeah, because teams
No.
like Tampa, their players don't pay all those taxes. So they're going to be more readily signed for lesser dollars, so you can afford to.
So you're telling me that the amount of money the Leafs have spent, the amount of money the Jets have spent,
Yeah.
that because we're spending to the cap in these teams.
Yes, dollar wise, but teams like Tampa can afford
I don't agree
more
with you.
players because they
No.
can get them cheaper.
So
That's not true. What I just said is not true.
the Flames have been to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
The Oilers have been to the Stanley Cup. The Canadians have been to the Stanley Cup. The Canucks have been to the Stanley Cup.
Canadians haven't been to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they were the Stanley Cup just a couple of years ago when they beat the Jets.
Oh yeah, I totally
Yeah.
forgot about the season.
So
I mean the things we don't talk about season.
So all those teams have made the Stanley Cup playoffs,
Yeah.
and made the Stanley Cup finals,
Yeah.
and not once has a Canadian team won.
I'm just saying there's other explanations.
There's
other than
two
the
leagues
game
that
is
are rigged: the WWE
Okay.
and the NHL.
Okay, we disagree.
I disagree with you. You're gonna smash this cup.
Okay, hacksaw.
Ho!
Heyo!
It's not hail. It's just ho.
Why does Santa say ho ho ho? By the way,
Santa Claus says ho.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's telling everyone he's here. Ho is German for here.
Is it?
No, I don't
It's
know what
not.
ho is.
I gotta call you on that. It's not here.
Yeah.
It's like a government.
Here.
Is it like a government kind of a thing where here?
He says ho, ho, ho because he's saying it because that's how he laughs.
He laughs.
That doesn't explain.
He laughs with
what
ho
you just
ho
said
ho.
doesn't explain it.
It does. That's his laugh.
He could have said. He could have said blah blah blah. Why do they use the word ho?
It's a way of him expressing his happiness and joy.
Yes, but why ho? Why not hey or ha or hair?
Big and he's
Oh ho. Why ho?
Okay. That's the answer. The German answer.
I just don't understand.
So, Tim, we're going to move off of the football and the rigged hockey for a few minutes here. We're going to talk about the pastime of the Americas.
America's pastime.
Baseball.
America.
Remember Mr. Baseball, the movie?
Bob Uecker.
Was the guy with the
Oh, no,
mustache.
Mr. Baseball. It was
Mr. Baseball. It was with
yeah. It was
the
Tom
guy
Selleck.
from Friends, Tom Selleck.
Bob Uecker was in another movie.
Yeah, he was in Major
No,
League.
Mr. Baseball was the nickname of Bob Uecker. Sorry, I
Oh,
got confused. He's known as
he
Mr.
was in
Baseball,
Major League as the announcer.
but he's known as Mr. Baseball.
Yeah, I remember that movie, Mr. Baseball, and Japanese baseball.
Remember Bob Uecker on?
Mr. Baseball.
Remember Bob Uecker? He was on the TV show with. It was called. What was that show called? It was in a show in the 80s, and it was Mr. Belvedere.
Oh, I liked Mr. Belvedere actually.
I believe he was on the show, right?
I don't know.
Billy, can you tell me if Bob Uecker was in the show Mr. Belvedere?
he played George Owens.
In Mr. Belvedere, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so again, we're gonna talk about baseball. We get a little off track sometimes.
So let's
we're gonna talk about a specific player in baseball.
let's talk about a couple things. So we're getting into the
Winter meetings.
off season, the winter meetings. Trades are happening. Soto, I think
The fire is starting to burn.
Soto went to the Yankees today, or it's close to being official to the Yankees for some prospects, and for me, might be 1 year of rental because
Yeah, $27 million rental.
and I'm sure they'll sign up for a long-term bad deal, like they don't have enough already.
Yeah, Giancarlo.
Yeah, Stanton. And so we're talking about Shohei specifically, and all the rumors about Shohei coming to Toronto, coming to Canada, which
Just Shohei in general right now is the only way that baseball starts signing players is when he signs.
Well, there's a couple of signings today in baseball. They're starting to trickle in.
Are they?
Well, Soto was traded; he's not a signing.
Yeah.
And then Baltimore picked up a closer from the from the Astros or whatever.
So nothing big yet.
Yep.
So the Jays, the Dodgers, and the Cubs are the front runners. Apparently, as of yesterday,
Cubs are.
we're recording this on a Wednesday. The Cubs are apparently dropping down in the list. The Jays and the Dodgers are the two front runners.
Yep.
With the Dodgers manager, basically saying, "Yeah, we met with him." And the GM saying, whoa, I don't know why he's saying these things.
Right.
And Shohei's camp doesn't want talk about where he's meeting, about what he's doing, about who he's talking with. He wants it kept quiet because he doesn't want to make fan bases upset by saying like, I was giving them a chance, but I didn't sign there. Right? Like he wants it kept quiet, which is understandable.
So some players, when they go into free agency, I think they know exactly where they want to go.
Yeah.
But I think they work teams against each other to get top dollar, right? They'll say, well,
I think he's a Boris client too.
I think it was Aaron Judge when he was doing his infamous last year discussions where he'd meet with another team, right?
Yeah.
Was he always wanting to sign with the Yankees? Was he kind of using the second team as a way in which to kind of work those things out? Or is he really, you never know what he's thinking.
Was he gaming the system essentially?
Right. And so Shohei, as far as we know, and it's very difficult to tell what things are happening, what are true, what's not true in the media.
Yeah.
But there's various serious discussions about the Jays are one of the front runners and could potentially land Shohei Ohtani.
So Rosenthal leaked that Ohtani visited the Jays, and this is an apparent leak. This is Rosenthal, Ken Rosenthal, just like tweeting out that Ohtani visited the spring training facility. Yeah. Ross Atkins was interviewed the next day after that leak and was asked, have you met with him? And he's like, I don't discuss any of my goings-ons. And John Schneider also said that, whatever is happening in the front office is taken care of by the Jays are keeping it close to their vest, even though Rosenthal try to do that whole leak thing.
Yeah.
I think that plays well into the Jays situation.
Right.
And I think that the manager of the Dodgers just coming out and saying that he's met with them plays negatively in the Dodgers. But in the end, if Shohei wants to play in LA, he's going to play in LA.
Things get leaked. I mean, can really be surprised? Do people actually think they can keep things quiet in 2023 in our information age? You take a poop in the NFL and if 5 minutes later, right?
And also, the Braves have also come late to the party here. So apparently, the big bad Braves, man, the Braves are always good.
Right.
Like, growing up, the Braves were good. And you know what really frustrates me with the Braves right now? I don't mind the Braves as a team. Like, I like Acuna. Yeah. I liked Freeman when he played for them. Now Olsen plays for them. He's very good. The thing that frustrates me with the Braves is that they got Alex Anthopoulos. And he was the Jays GM, and he was doing a great job with the Jays. And I really
never understood why they let him go.
Well, they let him go because new president, new ownership, not new ownership, but new president.
So if someone takes over our podcast, I guess we're gone.
If we have a new president,
the president takes over this podcast,
then we're done.
We're toast.
We're toast. Yeah. Somebody else will take over.
But we'll go to another team, and then we'll do even better.
Yeah, we'll have to change our names though. We wouldn't be able to use the Greg and Tim show anymore. We'd have to go to
the Greg and Nim show.
Or
the Tim and Greg show.
Or we can go to the Tim and Greg show. I'm Tim, you're Greg. You. Funny guy. And then you touched on the Soto rumors already. John Morosi said that he is not going to the Jays. And he also said that Ohtani's not going to the Jays either a couple days ago. So Morosi not on the side of the Jays.
It's all guesswork, isn't it, for these things? These guys are just... They don't know.
We talked about this.
How do they know?
We talked about this a long time ago in one of the first episodes about like announcers trying to leak trades and leak signings. And we put Elliot Friedman on blast because he's the worst out of all of them in the NHL.
Friedman. Sounds like a swear, eh? Friedman. Friedman.
And Rosenthal and Morosi are probably the two main culprits in the MLB. So we'll take with that what we will. Maybe by the time this podcast airs, we have Shohei jerseys on.
So my concern with Shohei signing with the Jays is he's 30 years old, coming off surgery. He's going to, and I've said this before,
Tommy John,
he's going to bat and not pitch.
Yeah.
And let's say we sign him for 8 years. Or 10, whatever, 9 years, 10 years, whatever it is. You're paying for, and they were talking about in the range of $600 million, so $60 million, kind of in that ballpark.
I think 500 is probably better, but yeah.
And okay, $500 million. You're basically paying $25 million for a hitter and $25 million for a pitcher.
Yeah.
And my concern is, and the reason why I think, or it's possibly why he ended up getting injured is because it is a strain on someone's body to pitch and hit
Yeah.
all in a long season. So if that's going forward, I'm worried that you sign it for 8 years and he pitches for 2, you're losing out on that contract because you aren't getting those 2 players.
Let me pose a different question to you
Okay.
then. If he pitches for 4 years,
Yeah.
let's say he pitches for 3 years,
Yeah.
because this year he won't pitch,
Right.
and he pitches for the next 3 years after that.
Yeah.
And he's 34.
Yeah.
We're also 4 years into the future.
Yeah.
What do you think the max contract of a player is going to be at that time? For one player?
I don't know. I'm guessing. What do you think?
40 million?
For the top range player. So
Right now, Soto's making 27.
So kind of what the Judge contract is.
And
You think the top rank, they're going to be getting the Judge contract in 4 years? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that it's not going to be as far off anymore.
So it's a bit of guesswork.
Yeah. So, yeah, you might only have a player that's a batter now.
Right.
But if you're paying, let's say it's $50 million a year,
Yeah.
and the next biggest player that has come up is getting $43 million a year,
Right.
yeah, you're paying a $7 million tax on a player that in the first 3 years as a J, I guarantee you he makes back that amount of money that he's being paid.
Okay, so it's a bit of a gamble. Any long contract's a gamble because you could in 3 years have a a player who is not either injury prone or he is not as effective as he once was.
Yep.
Or you could have a player who consistently for 75 or 80% of the contract is the same player, if not better, and you make that value. So it is a bit of a gamble either way.
What do you value Ohtani as, not a player, but as a commodity for the game of baseball in Canada?
You're saying he sells tickets and eyeballs on TV
and merchandise.
Who benefits from that? Toronto Blue Jays, I guess, or
the Jays,
baseball, or everybody.
The Jays,
right? Okay.
So the merchandise, A, like you said, the tickets, B. Let's say the Jays are in the running for hosting an All-Star game in 3 years.
Right.
Right? You want the team that has one of the biggest superstars to host the All-Star game.
Plus they made renovations. That's possible.
So you got maybe an All-Star game.
Right.
The other thing that you have to take into account is TV revenue.
Right.
The Jays ownership group is the same ownership group as their TV provider.
Right. Rogers.
So what would happen would be you now have better commercial spots on your own television station as well.
Right.
Because you have 98% of Ohtani's games.
Yeah.
Right? I think he's an investment into baseball in Canada if he signs here.
What does it take to get Shohei in Toronto? What do you think?
I think the $500 million for 10 years is something that would do
No,
it.
but we have to.
The Jays have everything else going for them. They have brand new facilities. Yes, the Sky Dome is still the Sky Dome, or Rogers Center, as you call it, the Rogers Center. But the facilities in the Rogers Center are all brand new.
Yeah, for the last couple of years they've done.
And everything in the lower 100 section is brand new. Clubhouse, everything underneath there is going to be brand new.
Right.
Their spring training facility is 2 years old.
Yeah.
Their spring training facility is 2 years old, and they have one of the best spring training facilities in baseball. The Dodgers share theirs, I think, with the White Sox.
Right.
And, like, do you want to share a spring training facility, or do you want to have one of the greatest facilities where you can rehab and get ready? And
is that something that really goes into a player's thought, the spring training facilities?
Yes, because like a guy like Manoah last year, when he went down, that's where he worked out, and that's where he got to rehab and train.
Did you hear that? Speaking of Manoah, he's become less jolly in the off-season?
I saw that he's been working out a lot, so we'll see how.
No more beers with you.
No more beers with Manoah. That's spring training.
The jolly fella.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we've spoken on that quite a bit, so we're going to see what happens this week.
If it comes down to him, I'm sorry, I got a jersey coming my way.
You got a hat. You're getting a jersey. The president's getting 6 jerseys.
I got this hat today. You know why I got this hat?
Why?
We booked our Florida tickets today.
Yeah.
So put on the old Tampa Bay Rays hat.
There you go.
And the code If you're listening, the code to buy early race tickets is BURST,
BURST.
which is over now by the time you listen to this.
Boom. But we got our tickets, so what do we care? You don't care about them out there.
$10 a ticket. That is sick.
US, so it's about 38 Canadian.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay, hooray. It's time for the topic of the day.
To the topic of the day.
Christmas, let it snow, let it snow.
So it is Christmas.
We're
So
outside. It's
our
time
themes of the last couple episodes have been Christmassy, and we want to continue with the Christmassy theme. This week we're going to discuss a couple things. I want to know something.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Really?
Yeah.
That's your favorite Christmas movie?
It is. So,
Out of every Christmas movie out there,
yeah.
growing up as a child, that's the movie you asked to watch.
I watched that movie when I was 8 years old.
Yeah, in 1973.
I was 8 years old in
I don't
1973.
know. You're pretty old, aren't you?
I was born in 76.
Okay, so.
I was 8 years old. If you do the
84.
math,
I wouldn't have watched it at that time.
84. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it was the 90s actually. That might not be true.
I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
I'm a classic kind of traditional old school fella.
Do you believe me?
What?
I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, every movie I suggest you've never seen, so I'm not surprised.
So that's your absolute, like, if I said, Tim,
Yeah.
we're going to watch a Christmas movie today.
Yeah.
I want to watch your favorite Christmas
I love it.
movie.
Yeah, it's got nostalgia.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
the one. Okay.
And did you know that It's a Wonderful Life, very much like the other movie we're going to talk about, was never meant to be a Christmas movie either.
Yeah. Because it's not. It's a movie.
So the topic.
Sorry, I'm going to have to bleep that out. I'm not allowed to say that on
A
TV.
serious topic be a good thing. Just because they touch on a negative topic, like we're not going to have a movie about smoking or drugs where the person gets over the addiction.
That's right.
So you're just never going to talk about these negative things in movies or books or anything. Just forget it happens.
In Christmas movies?
Forget about it. Yeah, well, we can't have anything negative. But that's,
like you said,
that's
it's
the
not a
whole
Christmas
point.
movie.
Like, we shouldn't talk about Miracle on 34th Street because they took Santa to court, and he was in a courtroom and he was being sued. That's negative.
We will
too.
get back to Miracle on 34th Street because I got something for that. You want to know my favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah.
I've got two.
Yeah.
One, most people have seen.
Yeah.
A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
With Ralphie.
I've heard some people that hate that movie.
I love it.
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out! You'll shoot your eye out!
Okay, question for
Then he
you.
shoots his eye out.
Question for you.
And the Santa Claus, when he kicks him down the slide and he lands in the the fiberglass.
Yeah.
Ho, ho!
I get itchy every time I watch that.
Okay, trivia question.
Yeah.
Christmas Story, where was it set?
Cleveland.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
which is such an odd.
Do you want to know why I know that?
Because
You can actually rent
Yeah.
the house that it was filmed in and sleep in it.
So, and apparently some of the people that used to act in the movie do. No, that's a joke. But
Your Billingsley?
So I went to Cleveland and we drove by. It was on a Monday, so they were closed. We couldn't actually go inside.
Yeah, it's a museum too.
Yeah.
But you can sleep in it.
Right.
And then the next door neighbor's house,
Yeah.
I can't remember their names, but you can also sleep at their house if you wanted to. So they're both sold as Airbnbs.
Kind of like look
Christmas
across
Story.
from it and say, "Hey, I'm at the Christmas Story house,"
And then you're not. Yeah.
or like you see it right. You're in the Christmas Story house. I wonder if it looks the exact same thing inside, or did they shoot that at a?
It's different.
because they would shoot that at a studio, right?
So they shot some in the house, some in the soundstage.
Right.
So it's interesting to show like the differences. There's a video that shows the differences though.
So you support a movie that has swearing,
No swearing,
fighting.
no fighting.
When Ralphie was beating up that kid and his blood
Yeah.
was everywhere. You support something with fighting, with little children fighting?
Yes, because it was anti-bullying.
Yeah, again.
He was beating up the bully.
It's okay. So if you're beating up a bully, it's okay
It's fine.
to beat the living
That's right.
snot till blood
Have you not
comes
watched
out.
wrestling?
And that kid died, I think. In the
No,
movie.
he didn't. He was redhead. He didn't even have a soul.
He died. They pushed it under the carpet after the filming. He actually died.
He did not die.
Don't
That kid
Google it.
was still alive. Billy says he didn't die.
Fast
He was
forward.
wearing a raccoon skin hat. The guy was a murderer
Was
to
he
begin
like
with.
an actual actor or something that did something? I don't know.
I don't know. He
I'm
was
talking out of my
But anyway, so my second favorite Christmas movie, and tell me if you've heard of this one.
Yeah.
And don't say, oh, I know that one. It's Tim Allen. It's not Tim Allen. I'm talking about Santa Claus. Santa Claus, the movie.
Which one? Who's that? Who's starring that one?
John Lithgow and Dudley Moore.
Oh yeah, it was like, wasn't it in like
With the candy canes? And he was...
Is it early 90s?
No, it would have been the 80s.
Was it late 80s? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dudley Moore and John Lithgow. And Dudley Moore was an elf, and John Lithgow was an evil toy maker
Right.
that was trying to take over the toy making industry
Right.
from Santa.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought
You support evil.
I
apparently.
support evil everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Which is going to bring us to our next topic, and let's see.
So here is the issue.
Yeah.
And every year, people talk about Die Hard being a Christmas movie. Okay. Yeah. We won't say who is talking about that. But so the problem here is we do not have a baseline working definition of what it takes to be a Christmas movie. So
I do.
everything is just to say, everything is compared against each other. And the problem is a Christmas movie is when enough people say something's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So you have all these people who don't like Christmas movies in general that just want to say what's called an anti-answer. It's called something that's going to go against the narrative because they don't want Christmas movies. They don't like traditional quote unquote Christmas movies. So something with violence and killing and swearing, it's more down there.
So I'm going to read you the definition of Christmas movie,
Okay.
and then we're going to debate this.
Okay.
Are you ready?
And where's this from? First of all, where's the source?
I asked ChatGPT.
Okay.
The definition of a Christmas movie can vary, but generally it refers to a film that is associated with the Christmas holiday season and often includes themes, settings, or narratives related to Christmas traditions, festivities, and the spirit of the season. Christmas movies often feature elements such as gift-giving, family gatherings, winter settings, decorations, and celebrations of goodwill. While many Christmas movies are centered around the Christian religious aspects of the holidays, others focus on more secular and universal themes of love, generosity, and the joy of the season. Some classic examples of Christmas movies include It's a Wonderful Life, A Christmas Carol, Home Alone, and Elf. Ultimately, the term Christmas movie is broad and encompassing a wide range of films that evoke the spirit of the holiday season in various ways. So, do you want to take the first one, or do you want me to take the first one?
First one, what?
Argument.
So before you take your argument, the problem with a lot of these things is they say often, like, or they will many things. So there's no if there's one theme, if there's two themes, if the setting is Christmas party like in Home Alone, how often do these things take place? So my argument I'm going to take the argument that the movie Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think, and this is my point is what I said, is if you could, it's not essential to the storyline that it is Christmas.
I disagree.
It could have been an Easter party they were at.
No.
It could have been a Halloween party when they were all dressing up.
Okay. So you say that.
Yeah.
And I'll disagree with you.
Okay.
Because I'm going to knock that point down right now.
Right.
John McClane does not fly home for a Halloween party or an Easter party.
Why not? How about Thanksgiving?
Because he's been gone for 6 months. He hasn't seen his wife.
Thanksgiving is a bigger holiday than Christmas in the U.S.
Okay. He did not fly home for Thanksgiving.
He could have.
But he didn't.
He
didn't, though. He has been away from his family for 6 months.
Right. Again, he didn't, because that's the premise and the
point of the movie. He flew home for Christmas.
But it could have been other things.
He got off the airplane with a giant stuffed bear while Christmas carols played in the airport, while Christmas trees were in the background of the videos. The setting was John McClane's coming home for Christmas. It starts out with a Christmas party. There's a Christmas party. There's Christmas gifts. There's Christmas trees. And the saying Merry Christmas happens 14 times in the movie. Let me read a couple things to you, because you're going to argue with me. There's 19 Christmas trees in the movie. There's 15 other Christmas decorations in the movie. There's 7 instances where Christmas carols are sung during the movie. And there's 14 uses of the word Merry Christmas. All of those things are more Christmas references than in the movie Home Alone and Miracle on 34th Street.
Just because Die Hard has those aspects, and again, the scene is in a building, an office building, a tall structure, where everything takes place.
The Nakatomi Plaza.
There's hostages.
Yep.
That is the setting. So you're going to have those things current throughout the entire movie.
One of the hostages has, after he gets killed, not hostage, sorry, one of the terrorists after he gets killed has a shirt that says, ho, 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 right. I now have a machine gun.
You can actually argue it's an anti-Christmas movie.
He referred to... Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Wrong. It's a home invasion movie.
Right.
Does it have to happen at Christmas?
Well, they wouldn't have slipped. They wouldn't have slipped on the ice if it wasn't at Christmas. Right?
No, that's just winter.
Right. So you're saying it's a winter movie?
Home Alone happens in the winter. It's a home invasion movie.
Right. You make a strong point.
Honestly, Home Alone is more likely to happen outside of Christmas than Die Hard is outside of Christmas. Right. Because John McClane doesn't come home unless it's Christmas. Home Alone, the family could leave on a vacation at any time of the year. When do you go on your family vacations?
February.
Okay. So your Home Alone, if you left Avery home alone 10 years ago, would have happened in February.
Right. We have gone away at Christmas.
So you know why Home Alone's a Christmas movie?
Why?
Because both instances for the two like decent Home Alones happened over the Christmas holidays.
I will argue that both the star, Bruce Willis, as well as the director, never intended them to be quote-unquote Christmas movies. That's one argument I'll give.
Yeah.
Just the same way that Frank Capra argued that It's a Wonderful Life was not meant to be Christmas. And not only that, it was released in July. You don't release a Christmas movie in July.
Unless you want it to go to VHS so you can give it away for Christmas.
Most Christmas movies in the movie theaters.
The only way they're going to release it at Christmas is if they release it early enough that they could put it to VHS before Christmas. Okay, so Home Alone, you agree, could be possibly not a Christmas movie.
I can see your point.
Okay. With Die Hard, my last point about Die Hard is it contains goodwill, generosity, and altruism.
Right.
The 3 points that create any great Christmas movie. If you think that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie just because it has action and violence, and Bruce Willis's quote was, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie. The last time I checked, IMDb does not rank movies based on comedy, romance, Christmas, Bruce Willis. So his argument that it's a Bruce Willis movie and that it's not a Christmas movie is bunk. So I lay it out for everybody that's listening today, especially that person that's listening right there.
On his phone.
Well, they're listening on their phone, probably. Or like, I don't know where else
that
they
person
listen,
right
on
there.
the radio.
I'm pointing.
Billy, yeah. Do you think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie?
Do you?
And
yes, sir.
If you don't think that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, why are you wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. I really do think it's a Christmas movie. I just watched it the other day.
So the first time?
No. The second time.
This movie, okay. It's one of the movies.
For the second time.
Every time I see a movie.
I watched it last year, and then I'm like, yeah, it is a Christmas movie. Why are people so ridiculous about this? It happens at Christmas. It has Christmas trees, Christmas carols. He says, Merry Christmas.
I think, and I'm going to admit, you might have won this particular argument. I could have made a better argument.
I was much more prepared.
However, I think people traditionally like to see Christmas movies more family related.
Like home invasions and
Again, you can have a negative topic.
Yeah.
But when it's throughout the entire thing. And by the way, in It's a Wonderful Life, it's literally 2 minutes where he's contemplating. It's 2 minutes in the movie of a 2.5, 3 hour movie. And
I'm just joking around with you.
And he says he doesn't want to live. And then an angel from heaven comes down to help him see how his life really is meaningful.
Yeah.
Like
I can't argue with you. We're not arguing It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. I'm just
saying.
You brought it forward.
No, you literally just said Christmas movies have to have family and love.
Yes.
On home invasions. And giant people who have been stolen from their parents because now they become elves.
Oh, you're talking about elf now. James Caan. I like.
He was a horrible father.
That was the point.
Yeah, he was great
and then you see at the end.
Do you know that James Caan was a mobster? He wanted to be a mobster.
That's debatable.
No, he was in the mob scene.
Of course, he was in the movie The Godfather.
I mean, he wanted to be a mobster. Why are we arguing this?
He didn't necessarily want to. He enjoyed the company of mafia individuals.
Oh yeah.
Again, we weren't called the mafia. We can talk about James Caan another time.
Yeah.
They can decide for themselves if they lost the argument.
What part? I don't remember what part you're talking about.
I think you might have won that argument. I think I said it at the end.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you for saying it again.
You did. I just don't want to.
Did you come ill prepared?
No, I was prepared. You definitely won that argument.
Anyway, this is a fun episode today. I feel like you were very high on life.
$36.50 each ticket, Canadian.
$36.50 per ticket, average for 5 tickets.
Canadian. That's $97 American.
No, it's not.
Roughly.
It would be like $25 American.
Oh, the other way, right?
Yeah. Where are you going with this?
$14 American.
Either way, we got a good deal. We're gearing up for this trip to Florida at the end of March.
Yeah.
We've got all 8 guys going that are ready to go. We've got a group chat with all 8 guys. I cannot share what's in that group chat.
Can you share the picture?
Very inappropriate. No, I can't share that picture.
We took a picture by the beach.
No. Maybe I'll just share the picture of Andrew. No, I won't do that either. No.
How about you
what happens in the group chat?
Black out the faces. Show a picture, black out the face.
What happens in the group chat stays in the group chat.
You guys are bad at that group chat.
You guys.
My brother-in-law is like, what kind of people go to
Did he message you?
No, but I could just imagine, what are they talking about? I should prepare, for the trip, I should be like the PR guy who prepares a written statement that whenever you say something to offend somebody, I'll just hand them this piece of paper that says on behalf of the group and Greg.
Honestly,
I would like to apologize for the comments. They were insensitive, and on behalf of the group, I would like to sincerely apologize.
Unoffendable.
Unoffendable, yeah.
We are all unoffendable.
Yeah, we are.
Otherwise, my ribs usually hurt after these trips.
Yeah.
Not from laughing.
Right.
From crushing.
Right. There's 2 competing crushing.
2 crushers forces that are going to go on this trip.
Whoever crushes the best is the new president.
That's correct. But they get to crush each other, which is the best part about it.
They did not agree to that.
Okay, maybe they get to crush Andre Dawson.
Is this segment going to stay in the show?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
I know. It's funny.
Yeah, I like it. It's like the pressure's off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't talk about anything other than these guys anymore.
We should actually do this.
So we got a cabinet maker.
Yeah.
We got a carpenter.
Yeah.
We got a carpentry owner.
Yeah.
We've got a HR representative, a president, a painter, a firefighter, and a telecommunications person.
Yeah. Telecommunications expert.
So
no expert at the end of everything. That's great.
Yeah.
And come March, we're going to be in Florida.
What are you
soaking
doing?
Up the heat.
What was that move in Florida? What are you doing there?
Sitting in the hot tub.
Oh, okay.
You made fun of the
I'm
hot
not
tub.
coming in the
You
hot
made
tub
fun
with
of the
you.
hot tub in Florida.
No, you said, "Oh, when we get to Florida, we could just sit and relax in the hot tub." I'm like, it's going to be 32 degrees
It's
outside. Why would I want to be in a hot tub?
In the evening when the sun goes down.
It's not somewhere I want to be.
Gorgeous.
I want to be in a pool,
Oh, we were in the
Sipping.
hot tub every night.
sipping drinks and having nachos.
Nachos?
Nachos.
Nachos.
Good old nachos. Anyways, thanks for watching today's episode. And if you have any questions about the episode, you can email sandmanpainting at gmail.com, I believe it is.
Jamal.
Jamal. Jamal Painting. Jamal.com. Thanks everybody for subscribing and liking and sharing it with all your friends. We really appreciate that. And if you made it to the end, you don't have to worry about this part, but we chaptered all of our episodes, so you can always skip to different parts of the episode that you think might be funnier than others.
Just skip it.
Just
Or
skip
watch the shorts.
skip the whole show.
Watch the shorts. Subscribe for that.
Also, we will have a clip of everything. So we will clip everything from the episode and it'll be released throughout the week.
Yes.
So if you want to watch shorter versions, it's like 7 or 8 minutes.
Greg
of
does a
the
great
episode.
job with that every week. Lots of shorts.
Yeah.
You don't have the attention span. You can
Yeah.
do 30 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever it is.
You can do the 30
Anybody
seconds
can do that.
or the 8 minutes or the 1 hour.
Look at all the options people have to experience the Greg and the Tim.
That's right.
Right. Cheerio.
Thank you. Have a good day. Cheers. Horrible of a job he did.
I'm gonna get murdered. Oh,
You're gonna get destroyed.
I got killed.
You got killed. You're done.
I did.
You're not gonna make it.
Thanks for watching the Greg and Tim Show podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your friends. Sharing is caring.